Training camp is underway for the Memphis Grizzlies, and despite being suspended for the first 25 regular season games for conduct that was detrimental to the league, All-Star guard Ja Morant is a full practice participant. You can see him in practice today on your screens. Now remember, Morant is entering the first year of a 5-year, $197 million maximum contract. He did not participate in Monday's media day, but you can see him out on the floor today. So now we welcome in our NBA reporter Tim MacMahon live from Memphis, Tennessee. We just laid out what the NBA is allowing Ja Morant to do, Tim, but what exactly is the plan for him in these practices?
Well, before we were let into practice yesterday, they were scrimmaging. He was not with the starters. He will not be with the starters during those sessions throughout his suspension because they've got to get ready to play these 25 games. So he'll be with the second team, with the third team. But he looked like Ja Morant, they said. You know, he's got his elbows up above the rim. He's finishing. He's attacking, all those sorts of things. And then they're going to have a specific individual plan in place. There will be a time where they really pour into the developmental process with him, trying to develop skills, working on his individual game, trying to take advantage of the situation as much as possible. Obviously, they would much rather have him available for games, but he will be traveling, he will be practicing, and they're going to try to make the most of that situation.
Well, and I imagine that also will help after that 25-game suspension is up, that he's already had these reps with the team, even if they are just in practice. But in the meantime, the Grizzlies, they did bolster their backcourt with a little bit of help here. They added Marcus Smart, they added Derrick Rose this offseason, and they spoke about their roles at Media Day. Take a listen.
I just told them I'm not here to babysit you. I'm not here to follow you around. I'm not here to cheerlead. I'm here to push you.
We're not here to babysit anybody, and I don't think anybody expected us coming here to do that. But we are coming in here to push one another and make each other great. And, I've dealt with suspensions. I've dealt with, stuff of my own. So, for Ja to be able to come and talk to me is something that, is a big part of this for me as well. I care for him as a human and as a teammate, and I want to see him succeed because if he's not succeeding, I can tell you one thing, this team's not going to succeed. And we know that, and I think everybody in the NBA world knows that.
All right, we're certainly not relegating anybody to babysitting roles, but how have the arrivals of Derrick Rose, Marcus Smart, how can they have an impact on Ja Morant, Tim?
Well, certainly, Malika, the hope within the organization is that these guys will have positive influences on him. These are experienced guys. They've been through a lot themselves. As you heard Marcus Smart say, Derrick Rose had similar things to say. They've got a lot of wisdom from what they've, been through during their careers, but it's not their job to keep Ja on a straight and narrow. It's not their job to make sure that Ja is tucked into bed at midnight and not out doing things or in places where the Grizzlies would prefer them not to be. And they've got to get ready to try to help the Grizzlies win games in the meantime. Marcus Smart will be starting in point guard. Derrick Rose is really looking forward to showing he still has something left in the tank. As he said, he's going to get a lot of minutes, especially in these first 25 games. And these guys, they want to be open books for Ja Morant. They want to let the relationship grow organically, but they don't want to be heavy-handed. They don't want to push themselves on him. They're hoping that he seeks out their input, and they are happy to share any advice and wisdom that they have with him if he approaches them.
All right, particularly because this is a Memphis Grizzlies team that Ja or no Ja, they have expectations this season. Tim MacMahon, thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with us here on NBA Today. The Grizzlies, they do have experience without Ja Morant and with him, obviously. They thrived with Morant on the floor last season. They won 40 of their 61 games with him in the lineup, Perk. But when Ja was out of the lineup over the last two seasons, they were 33-17. Of course, that was with Tyus Jones in the lineup. He is now a Wizard. You're a wizard, Harry. So Kendrick Perkins, what do you want to see from Ja Morant over this 25-game suspension that just makes you think, all right, this is the dark side that we talked about in terms of the team, the culture, the group that we all love to watch so much?
Well, you know what, Malika, I want to see and watch his interactions when he is available to the media, and we can hear him speak. Or I don't know if he's able to be on the sideline during the games, but
not during the games.
I want to see if he is. Okay, well, if he's not, then the only thing I can say about this is that this 25-game suspension is going to be the best thing that ever happened to Ja Morant for his NBA career. Because you know why? it's going to hurt so bad that you're not going to need Derrick Rose and Marcus Smart to babysit him or go and keep him encouraged, because it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt that on opening night you can't put on the jersey and go out there and perform. It's going to hurt every single time you see your guys out there playing basketball, enjoying themselves and having fun together on the floor. And if they're winning, it's going to hurt even more, because a player sitting on the sideline watching their team have success without them is a huge problem, and it hurts deeply. So this is going to help Ja Morant not only as a basketball player but as a man.
When you look at the landscape of the Western Conference, Perk, what are your expectations for the Memphis Grizzlies this season, where they will finish, where they are headed, their ceiling?
You know what? I got them in the play-in tournament because the West is so stacked. When you think about Denver, the Sacramento Kings, the Los Angeles Lakers, Golden State, Minnesota, Oklahoma City, if the Memphis Grizzlies could stay around 500 or 1 or 2 games above 500 during Ja's 25-game suspension, they'll be in great shape when he returns. But I'm looking at Jaren Jackson Jr., and I'm like, hold on. Defensive Player of the Year last year, NBA All-Star. I'm looking at him to be averaging around 22 or 25 a night, going out there and getting about 10 to 12 boards and anchoring that defense and being the best player on that team until Ja Morant returns.
Not to mention having that Team USA experience under his belt to bolster him just that much more. Let's end here in Golden State, where starting lineups are the topic du jour. Who are they going to start?
Well, Draymond Green's ankle injury made this pretty easy. It's going to be Steph Curry, Andrew Wiggins, Klay Thompson, Kevon Looney, and Chris Paul in their preseason opener. Draymond Green's going to be out for a couple weeks with this ankle injury, and so this makes it pretty easy for Steve Kerr to just pencil those starters into the lineup.
Those 5 guys will start the first game, so you can tweet that out. That'll be a great talking point around the water coolers, I guess. But as I said in camp, we're going to try a lot of different lineups and throughout the exhibition season. So, they'll start the first game and we'll see after that. But, we've got to try a lot of different groups and see what we have.
So even if Draymond Green was not injured, if he had to make this decision, nobody in Golden State is worried about the fit with Chris Paul. If anything, they are downright giddy. They sound like they are all in the honeymoon stage of this new relationship. Because all they keep talking about is how smart he is. They were last in the league in turnovers last year, and he's going to help fix that. And he's helped organize workouts in Las Vegas and Los Angeles. One executive with the Warriors even said to me, I have never seen a team this connected this early on in camp as I have this season.
And we're going to start with the Lakers. They were talking about the defending champs.
It was just a lot of the talking and all the Lakers. It was just so much of that going on. All right, we get it, y'all won. But, I think, me and Brian had some conversations we can't wait.
Well, I think everybody knows it was pointed at us. They can do it indirectly, if they want, but I think it was very obvious to, the public eye. That's why everybody was talking about it.
All right, Ramona, Perk had this matchup on his big list. Are we calling it a rivalry?
Yeah, I think so. Listen, I was at all of these games, and it was a competitive sweep, okay? I know those 2 words don't go together, but it was a competitive sweep. And the problem was the Nuggets were played all year to get themselves in position to be fresh at this time, while the Lakers had to climb out of a deep hole to get there, and they ran out of gas there. But they have let everyone know it will be different when they play.
Well, it starts on ring night, so we'll get to see the next chapter of that rivalry, or budding rivalry, I think. Well, speaking of rivalries, let's shift to another one, potentially involving Dylan Brooks here.
A big chip, that's one of the games that's circled on my list, and we get to get him 4 times, so that's amazing.
I'm glad that he's got him circled. I'm looking forward to being able to compete against him and play against him.
Chanae, is it a rivalry?
You see that jersey right there? That's the Houston Rockets. You guys know I stand for my squad. And one thing I love about Dillon Brooks, he has every game circled. Now he's going to talk about the game against the Grizzlies, but defensively, we saw what he did over the summer. I like this. Keep that same energy. That is what the city of Houston, H-Town Clutch City, needs. People that take the games personally and can play with passion. And it starts with guys like him talking his talk, but then hopefully, fingers crossed, backing it up.
Well, yeah, because there's going to be a couple of them. We got Draymond, we got LeBron, we got going back to Memphis. There are a couple of those on Dillon Brooks' list. All right. Twitter identified another rivalry today. It's between Jaylen Brown and his left hand.
Oh, my
Perk, Caleb Martin said in the Eastern Conference Finals that the plan is to always make Brown go left. Does this video make you think that plan is going to change anytime soon?
No, it is. But you know what? This is the little things that you got to work on right here. This is just, you know what I'm saying? This is what you used to do walking through the house. JB got paid a bag. He's going to be able to go left. He's going to be able to go left.
Oh, that video.
Yeah, but who
didn't Charles Barkley say, hey, I went right, everyone knew and no one could stop me? I mean,
true.
Come on.
Right.
Like, he's going to be all right.
He's working on it.
He's working on it.
And imagine how great he'll be when he gets that.
Maybe not in front of the cameras. Because, hey, mine does not look better.
Leave him alone.
Mine does not look better. So,
He's doing just fine.
Yeah. So I picked the Celtics to come out of the East. I don't feel great about it. Milwaukee, what did Zach Lowe say? A smidgy.
Teeny weensy.
I know, Perk. We need to get into that later on NBA Today. Good thing we have 2 more shows left this week to do so.
I'm on fire. It's NBA, I'm here.